everyone. On behalf of IBM Systems Magazine, I'd like to welcome you to our presentation. My name is Janine Donnelly. I'm the manager of webinars for IBM Systems Magazine, and I will be the moderator for today's event. We will be holding a Q&A session at the end of the webinar. You may ask a question at any time during the event by entering it into the Q&A panel. If you experience technical difficulties during the webinar, please use the Q&A panel to alert us, and someone will assist you. You may download a PDF version of the slide deck by clicking on the drop-down menu labeled Event Resources, and you'll find that on the left side of your screen. Know that you can download the deck right from the platform without being disconnected from the webinar. Today's webinar, Adding Professional Services for Surefire Project Success, is sponsored by Profound Logic. Our first speaker today is Jordan Antonoff. Having spent over 10 years in IT, Jordan is skilled in the delivery of IT projects that provide true business value. He and his team focus on providing customer satisfaction and tangible ROI for all service and consulting engagements. As Vice President of Sales and Client Services, Jordan oversees Profound Logic's software business and leads the service department in its delivery of successful modernization, application development, and digital transformation projects. So without further ado, Jordan, I will turn the presentation over to you.
All right, Janine, thank you so much. And thank you to everyone for joining today. I'm also joined by a customer of ours and a good friend, Nancy Lorch, who is the manager of software development at the San Diego Regional Center. We'll be hearing more from Nancy a little bit later on in the presentation. So to start, I want to tell you a story about a customer that recently came to us in a bit of a panic. This customer runs their entire business on IBM i. They have one 70-year-old programmer who has given them about 2 more years until he retires. He built their entire system from the ground up. There is very little documentation of the current system. It is 100% green screen, mostly RPG 2 and 3. There's still a pretty heavy reliance on paper throughout the business, and there are a significant amount of manual processes still throughout the business. Now, the question that I have is, why did they not start planning for his retirement when he was 60 or 65? Why did they wait until he was 70? Well, for this customer, digital transformation in the next year or 2 is probably not likely. What they need to do right off the bat is to make sure the tribal knowledge is documented and that someone is ready to take over for this programmer. So I'm hoping none of you on today's webinar are in this same situation, but if you are, please don't worry too much. There are partners out there that can help you. Let's talk a little bit about us at Profound Logic. For those of you that don't know, we've been in the IBM i modernization space for the last 20 years, working with thousands of customers from a wide range of different industries, and that has given us a significant amount of unique insight into the needs of customers that run on the IBM i platform. We are known at Profound Logic for our innovative technology. It's helped thousands of companies over the years both modernize and transform their IBM i. Our software has actually turned lifelong RPG developers into web and mobile application development superstars. And if you speak with any of our customers and you talk to the developers from our customers, this is the sentiment you'll hear over and over again. a lot of the customers that have come to us came to us after some failed attempts to try to move off the platform, where they try to either rewrite the entire system in a new language on a new platform, or they try to migrate the entire system over to packaged software on a different platform. These failed projects often cost tens to sometimes hundreds of millions of dollars, and our customers have told us time and time again when they came to us to figure out how to make the most of IBM I, that our technology and our solutions help to bring them back from the brink. Also, and not a lot of people might know this, but we've always been more than just a software company. We've always provided some level of professional services. We've helped companies from small to medium to large companies modernize entire systems over the years. We've had several projects where we've helped companies convert entire green screen systems. We're talking 10,000 plus screens in some of these instances, where we converted them over to browser-based applications and did so in less than 12 months. So these projects have helped those customers save millions of dollars in comparison to the alternatives to remove green screens. And it also helped them to get where they wanted to be in a fraction of the time they expected. In addition, over the years, we've helped customers build mobile applications in a matter of weeks, and then customers came and told us that these mobile applications actually help to transform the business. What are we hearing from our customers? So if you look around and talk to our customer base, you're going to start to hear a recurring theme. And I'm sure many of you on today's webinar can relate to this. So here are the most common things that we're hearing from our customers. We're hearing that they have just a handful of developers, many of which who are close to retirement. Their system was built from the ground up, so 100% custom or very highly customized over the last 20 to 30 years, and therefore there is no easy upgrade path with a software vendor. We're hearing that there is very little to no documentation, so lots of tribal knowledge. We're hearing, and this is common for any company out there, but we're hearing it from our customers that there's a large backlog of development projects. Oftentimes, our customers have very little to no modernization, which means outdated code and a reliance on green screens. We're hearing from our customers that they have difficulty integrating with non-IBM I systems, and on top of all of that, our customers are saying that we want to really start exploring digital transformation and how to take advantage of emerging technologies, but we just don't know where to start. So why look for a modernization partner? Why not try to do all this on your own? Certainly, you could go ahead and try to do it all on your own, but when you work with a good partner for modernization and digital transformation, they're going to help you understand really where you are right now and where you need to get to. Start delivering quickly on the most pressing application development needs, while at the same time helping you to build out a modernization roadmap and a digital transformation strategy. And do so based around your unique business needs and designed with your customers in mind. Every year at Profound Logic, we run a modernization survey. This latest survey that we conducted, we received over 800 responses. As you can see from the graph here on this slide, the number one most common challenge reported by our customers is outdated user interfaces. So what is the challenge that this creates? Some of this might be common sense, but I think it's important to take a moment and just clearly identify the challenge that this creates. This negatively impacts the usability of applications. It can have an impact on the ease of hiring and training new staff. It can actually limit the amount of automation that is possible. It can add to the difficulty of integrating with other non-IBMI systems, and also it creates negative perceptions. And the negative perceptions that this can create can lead to a whole host of other challenges. Next, our respondents indicated outdated applications as a challenge. What is the impact of these outdated applications? Well, this means that your current applications are not meeting the needs of your business, which in turn makes it maybe more difficult to serve your customers, adds difficulty to properly competing in the marketplace, and then ultimately what that's going to do is affect the bottom line. In addition, outdated applications lead to lots of unnecessary manual steps, and therefore you miss out on the tremendous amount of automation that is possible with modern, well-architected applications. Diminishing developer pool. This challenge leads to the difficulty in finding RPG programmers, and also one of the other aspects of a diminishing developer pool and the code that's associated with that is that it can be difficult to find non-RPG programmers that want to work with RPG. So I understand, and we understand at Profound Logic, that addressing all of these challenges in a cost-effective and efficient manner is a daunting task, but you don't have to try and figure out how to do this all on your own. You can actually work with a partner that has helped many other companies like yours deal with these exact same challenges. You should leverage a partner that does this day in and day out, a partner that is in the business of helping companies address these challenges, and then therefore you can continue to focus on your business. And your business is most likely not the business of IBMI modernization and digital transformation. Let's talk a little bit about the modernization journey, because modernization and digital transformation is really a continuous journey. This is not something that you're going to finish in the next year or two, especially when you look at digital transformation and taking advantage of emerging technologies like artificial intelligence and blockchain and cloud. So where are you in the modernization journey? On the left, we have not modern. All the way on the right, we got modern and transformed. You can see what I'm considering a not modern system right here. And then on the right-hand side, what a truly modern and transformed system looks like. So we do see customers all the way to the left. We don't really see customers totally to the right yet. Most fall somewhere in between. And it's really important to note that this road to digital transformation starts with the modernization of your existing system. So what does a modern system look like? If you talk to 10 different experts on this subject, the chances are you're going to get 10 different opinions. But what are some of the basics that we can all agree on? A modern system, I think we can all agree, should be browser-based, therefore no clients to be installed on PCs. Installing clients on the PC side leads to a tremendous additional amount of management and time and effort that is not necessary, because you can do everything that you want in a browser-based application that you could do on a desktop client, if not more. We can agree that the code should be modern. We should have free format RPG and probably look at adding in a new modern language like Node.js, for example. I think we can also agree that your system should be integrated in a way that you can easily use API to communicate with non-IBMI systems. You should have a platform in place that allows you to, in a non-painful and non-difficult manner, add new points of integration quickly as the demand for those arises. Now, the reason I don't see any company going all the way to the right and fully transformed is because, as I mentioned, many of the emerging technologies like AI and IoT and cloud and blockchain and wearable tech, these are still in the very early stages. Everyone is still trying to figure out how do we take advantage of these technologies. So much is still unknown, and it's going to be an ongoing, continuous process. You never know what the business, the operation side of your company is going to demand, what sorts of demands are going to pop up. One day you're focused on a specific set of projects, and the next day priorities change. At some companies this happens more often than others. I'm sure all of you in today's webinar can relate to this. Therefore, you should have a partner, and a partner that has solutions that support a holistic and agile approach to modernization. What do I mean by holistic and agile? This means that you look at the entire application system and you're able to pivot from one area to the next without causing disruption to the business. Now, this type of agile approach could actually be really difficult when you work with a partner that's helping you attempt a full system rewrite. If you're looking at rewriting all of your RPG in a new language on a new platform, it's going to be somewhat difficult to have this seamless integration and follow a true agile approach. In addition, if you're moving from your existing system to a new software package, the new software is up and running on a different system, on a different platform, it's going to be difficult to keep this agile approach going. And that's because what you end up having are two disparate systems. You have your IBM I, and you have this new system that's either running the code that you're trying to rewrite or the new software package. So what you need to do first is implement software that enables seamless integration between all of your existing applications and all of the newly modernized applications that are going to come, and also all of the new applications that you're developing on a regular basis. And then you can actually move between projects with really no disruption, which would affect your end users and business processes. So the idea here is that you can move between modernization of the existing system and new development all within a unified framework, keeping everything running as it should for your business and your employees. Pardon me, I'm going to take a quick sip of water. All right, let's talk about some of the most common challenges and some potential solutions to these challenges. One note is that we believe it's important to leverage solutions that keep things simple, avoid complexity, and the best way to do that is leverage solutions that are 100% native to IBM I and require no middleware or additional servers. As I mentioned earlier, you can attempt to solve many of these challenges on your own, but once again, if you work with the right partner, you should be able to implement these solutions the first time around and correctly and in a fraction of the time. So the challenge of a diminishing developer pool. One obvious solution to this is to work with a service partner that can help you augment your staff, which in many cases can be a great option. Another solution is to modernize your code by either converting your fixed format RPG to free format or looking at converting strategic programs that you need to involve non-RPG developers in the development of to maybe a more widely accessible language. For example, if you're able to convert your RPG to Node.js, server-side JavaScript, it's going to be much easier to find developers who can work with these programs. Now, I want to be clear, I'm not encouraging anyone to go and start converting all of your RPG to another language, but this is a viable solution that we're seeing a lot of interest from customers in. the challenge of green screens. So a good solution to dealing with green screens is to find a technology that can automate the process of moving away from green screens. Also, using technology that can completely eliminate green screens, especially for your most highly used programs where you're looking to get the most additional benefit out of. It's okay to rely on screen scraping for certain parts of your system, but we encourage our customers to avoid using screen scraping for the most highly used applications, because when you go from a green screen and completely and automatically convert over to a browser-based application, eliminating the green screen, you're now opening up limitless UI possibilities. And the right partner here can help you to figure out, well, one, what do we do with all these new possibilities? We hear from a lot of customers when they get away from the green screen and they're in a browser-based interface that they're almost overwhelmed with the amount of new possibilities. A good partner can help you prioritize and figure out how to make the most of that. And then what you're doing is you're making the screens look more than just a little bit nicer. You're doing more than just making the screens look pretty. You're actually improving workflow and how users can interact with the system. The challenge of access and portability. Leverage solutions that enable your employees to start accessing the system from anywhere at any point in time, which means mobile applications, obviously. Now, it's important that you are able to work with a partner that can help you rapidly deliver, build, and deploy mobile applications, especially once that mobile application is out there in the field being used by your employees, because your employees are used to regular updates for mobile apps in their day-to-day life, and they will expect the same thing from the mobile applications they use at work. And if you do not deliver updates on a regular basis as the feedback comes in from your employees, you might have a difficult time getting the level of adoption that you need, and that would only hinder the business benefits you're trying to get out of mobile applications. Lastly, the challenge of integration. A solution partner that understands how to integrate IBM with non-IBM systems is very important here. You need to be able to quickly and easily build API to integrate with non-IBM systems. This should not be a difficult or painful process, and it can actually be quite easy and simple to do with the right solution and the right partner. Also, leveraging a solution and a partner that knows how to help you seamlessly integrate open source technology like Node.js with your existing RPG and DB2 business logic. So, how does the right partner help your business and not just help you get new and exciting technology? Well, we've seen a lot of customers get burned by not working with companies that understand IBM. So a partner that knows IBM and has a proven track record of helping IBM companies deal with these challenges is going to greatly benefit you over the next several years, and this is going to be a great help to the business. It's really important to align IT and operations. And what I mean by this is the right partner should help you by going beyond just the nuts and bolts of modernization. They should be able to help you make the most of this modernization journey by ensuring that business goals and initiatives are met throughout the modernization process. Too often we see vendors in the modernization space just look at the technology side of things, and they don't really spend enough time incorporating business goals. So coordinating between IT and the different business units will help you to start properly aligning these projects and allow you to deliver more than just a technology benefit, but an actual business benefit. And then you deal with a challenge that we've seen too many times, which is that the operations side of the business feels like IT is not delivering what they need in the timely manner that they feel they need it, and then IT feels like operations doesn't understand all of the problems that are trying to be fixed on a day-to-day basis. Therefore, a very important recommendation, oftentimes our number one recommendation for customers that are starting to partner with a modernization vendor, is that give the vendor a chance to understand your business, which is to undertake a certain level of discovery and business analysis. Throughout a process like this, if it's done properly, the modernization and digital transformation partner, what they can do is pull the most valuable insight from key users throughout the company, from key stakeholders, business unit managers, and because this is something that a partner does and has done with many other companies, they bring a fresh perspective that can be difficult to get from within your organization. And if you spend this time pulling insight from key users and stakeholders, oftentimes this is where the best information comes from and helps to turn what is often a technical modernization, digital transformation project into a successful business project. So, to give you a break from listening to me and to hear from one of our customers, we have Nancy Lorch here on the line. Nancy is the manager of software development for San Diego Regional Center. Nancy oversees the programming staff and the information system at San Diego Regional Center. It's important to know that Nancy and her team actually support a fully customized software system that is used throughout the entire state of California. So Nancy, thanks for joining us. And to start, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and San Diego Regional Center?
Sure, Jordan. Thank you for inviting me today. My name is Nancy Lorch, and I am the Software Development Manager at the San Diego Regional Center. San Diego Regional Center is a nonprofit organization that provides a variety of services to persons with developmental disabilities in the San Diego and Imperial County areas of Southern California. There are 21 such regional centers throughout California, serving over 300,000 individuals. The primary goal of a regional center is to provide services that allow the client to live as independently as possible. Regional center service coordinators work with their clients and families to access needed services through community agencies. They provide intake and referral and counseling and support. Many years ago, the San Diego Regional Center was awarded 2 federal grants to develop an information system to help track our clients and create tools to assist in providing services. The information system became known as SANDIS and is now in use at all of the California regional centers. SANDIS continues to be maintained and supported by staff in my department at SDRC.
So Nancy, thanks for that introduction. And one of the reasons we invited you here today is because we at Profound Logic have worked on several projects with you, and you've worked very closely with our professional services team. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the reasons that you decided to bring a solutions partner on board to help you deliver modernization services and help you with several projects?
Sure. We've always tried to develop ways to assist the regional center service coordinators in their role to help our clients and the families. And that not only includes developing ways to capture information, but also making it easy to access the data and use programs that are designed to get their job done. We do most of our development in-house and have a very small programming team. We knew that we could do our jobs better if we brought in some experts that could help us think outside the box. We wanted to be able to leverage new and innovative programming techniques and get some fresh ideas for our software solutions.
All right, excellent. Now, can you take a moment and tell us about the services engagement that you worked with Profound Logic on? What did this services engagement involve?
Sure. When we started exploring ways to help our service coordinators, the first thing we thought of was to go mobile. Advances in technology have put a smartphone or a tablet in everyone's hand, and we looked at ways that we could take advantage of this evolution. We looked to Profound to help us. We have no expertise in designing a good mobile app, let alone knowing what programming it might take. With the help of Profound Logic, we've developed our first mobile app, which was a huge success. As we continued to work with Profound to develop additional features in our mobile app, we began to look at other Profound modernization solutions. Sanda started out years ago as a green screen application, but it didn't take us long to know that we needed a graphical user interface, or GUI, and we found a product that helped us accomplish this. But although it modernized our look and feel, we looked to see if we could do it better. So we contracted with Profound Logic to modernize our entire information system, bringing it into the browser environment with full rich displays.
And Nancy, what were some of the business benefits, not just the technical benefits, of working with a solutions partner like Profound Logic?
Well, the advantages of taking this route are numerous. By including Profound Logic programming staff on our team, we immediately expanded the size of our programmer pool. The programming staff at Profound are experts at modernization, so they brought in new ideas and techniques. And then when we did the software rollout to 21 different organizations throughout the state, Profound staff assisted us with the server setup, the system configuration, and helped with the initial program deployment and support. They also provided training for our in-house programmers to help us become self-sufficient in supporting the software, and that includes not only maintenance, but new development.
Hey, Jordan, are you on mute? This is Janine.
Hi, can you hear me?
That sounds better. Thanks, Jordan.
Oh, right. Sorry about that, everyone. Nancy, I really like the fact that you mentioned that bringing on programming staff that has expertise in modernization is helpful because you bring new ideas and techniques to the table. That's one of the most valuable aspects of working with a good partner in this space. And I mentioned this somewhat earlier on, but to be able to bring someone to the table that has done this over and over again for customers really helps to supplement the amount of expertise that is needed to properly execute projects like that. So thanks for mentioning that. I think it's really important. Finally, can you tell us if you have maybe some advice for other companies out there that are looking to bringing on a partner? What would that advice be?
Well, of course, the first thing you got to do is figure out what you want to do and what it would take to do that. Once you've decided on a course of action, look over your available resources and take into consideration what it would take to accomplish your goals and how much spare time you have. We found that if we needed to schedule the upgrade and new development into our current workload, we might never get our new product to market. Bringing in a partner can help you reduce development time. We also found that bringing in a partner such as Profound brought fresh ideas to the table. The partnership's been a great success for our software system. We continue to look for your support team for problem resolution, creative solutions, as well as system development on new projects we're working on.
All right, excellent. Well, Nancy, Thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate you taking the time to share your story with us. And I don't want to get you on hours and hours of reference calls, but for everyone on the webinar today, I will let you know that if you have some additional questions and maybe want to get some more feedback from Nancy, you can reach out to us at Profound Logic and we can see about connecting you with her. Nancy is more than happy to share more detail about her experiences working with us. We'll just try not to get too many of these reference calls so that you can actually do your day job.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Before I continue here, I just wanted to touch upon one thing that Nancy mentioned, which is this idea of a partner helping from a cost standpoint and making financial sense. One of the most common objections that we get when we start talking to a customer that's interested in hiring us for professional services is that, well, now I'm going to have to spend all this additional money for you to come in and do this project rather than just buying software and trying to do it on my own. But as we've seen many, many times, and I'm sure those of you on today's webinar that have worked with partners that delivered successful projects, you've seen this, that if you work with the right partner and you scope out the project properly and there's good communication, that it actually can be something that saves a lot of money because, for one reason, your development team can continue to focus on all of the projects that they have on their table and that the business is expecting them to deliver. So that being said, we've talked a lot about how great working with a good partner can be, all the sorts of amazing things they can help with, and let's be realistic here. There are lots of partners out there that are the wrong partner to work with. So what should you avoid? What should you look for? What are some of the things that working with the wrong partner can create? So first and foremost, I think it's really important to keep an eye out for companies that are selling maybe the wrong solution at the wrong time and for the wrong challenges. And what I mean by that is a good strategic modernization partner is going to come in and help to figure out what solutions you need. They're not going to come in pushing a specific solution to start. Especially right now with the amount of hype that comes with digital transformation and all of the emerging technologies like AI and blockchain and cloud, it's really important to make sure that you're working with a partner that's selling you digital transformation solutions that will actually work and solve your unique business needs. And keep an eye out for that promise of this new flashy technology is going to, without a doubt, completely transform your business. If someone's saying that and they haven't taken the time to understand your business first, that would raise some red flags. And if you look at some research that's being done right now, over the last couple of years, approximately 70% of digital transformation projects have been failing. Now, if you take a moment and look at what the expected investment is of companies in North America for the next year, we're looking at approximately $1.3 trillion expected on digital transformation projects. Now, based upon a 70% failure rate, that's about $900 billion worth of investment that's going to miss the mark. That is failure on a colossal level. And there are several different reasons why this is happening, but one of them is because so many of these technologies are brand new and still being figured out, especially if you look at artificial intelligence. companies that are going in and trying to sell the solution without understanding if it meets the company's business needs, that's one of the things that leads to this high level of investment that's lost. Another thing to keep an eye out for, and an impact of working with the wrong partner, is poor alignment with business initiatives. And what this leads to is that IT and the application development team actually start to become a burden for the business, not an enabler, which is the goal here. The goal should be for IT to enable the business to compete better, should enable your business to serve your customers better. Another impact of this poor alignment is that key stakeholders will start to lose support for modernization projects, which then leads to a willingness to take on much riskier projects like complete system rewrites and complete migrations off the platform. Lastly, if you're not leveraging the investment that you've made over the last 20 to 30 years on your IBM i platform, you're going to, in most cases, go down a path where you are dumping a tremendous amount of key competitive advantages and go into a situation where you very likely could start upsetting your customers and actually start moving backwards rather than forwards. Therefore, a caution to all is be leery of a modernization partner or a partner or consultant that tells you we can dump the current system, let's start from scratch, or let's dump the system and get you onto an entirely brand new software package. I should add that there are definitely situations where using new software packages can be helpful. But the idea that you move your entire system over to a new software package, that's just a very difficult project. So there are definitely areas, there are parts of the application, certain programs that can be replaced by third-party software, and that makes sense. And that's another thing that a good partner can help you determine. What part of your systems need to be modernized? What part of your system needs to be rewritten? What part needs to be replaced with a piece of software? What we want to avoid, though, is a rip and replace of the entire system. So partnering with Profound. Why are we at Profound Logic different? Why would you want to partner with us? First and foremost, when we work with our customers, we don't just modernize. We actually help to future-proof your business so that in 5 years, you're not scrambling to try and modernize again. But rather, in 5 years, you're in a very good position to start taking advantage of new emerging technologies that make sense for your business. As a lot of you know, Profound Logic, you know us as a software vendor for modernization and application development. And I just want to mention that in a lot of our projects, we do leverage our software because, well, we have software. Actually, we are the only company that has software that's able to fully, in a 100% automated fashion, convert green screens to browser-based applications. We're the only company that has software that can also, in an automated fashion and in a highly accurate manner, convert RPG. And in our case, we convert RPG to Node.js. Once again, we don't recommend that we come in and convert your entire system to Node.js. There is nothing wrong with RPG at all. However, we are seeing an increasing demand from our customers to be able to convert certain programs into a language like Node.js and therefore open up the developer pool to other developers. Full stack enterprise Node.js solutions. What do I mean by that? We have a solution that allows companies to start building line of business applications, database-driven business applications, the type of applications that are used in the industries mentioned below here on the slide. And this framework runs on IBM i. It runs on all other systems. Why, just for a moment, I'm just going to talk a little bit about why Node.js. Node.js, for those of you that don't know, is server-side JavaScript, and it's important to know that JavaScript is now the most widely used language worldwide, and the use of JavaScript continues to grow on a regular basis. So for the foreseeable future, it will be the most widely used language in the world. We at Profound Logic are not just building software for Node.js development, but we're also working with our customers to train RPG programmers and teach them how to become successful with Node.js. We already have a host of customers that have done this. RPG programmers that have spent the last 20, 30 years of their career with RPG are now coding in server-side JavaScript, Node.js, on IBM i, and doing so in a productive manner. Lastly, our years of working in the IBM i space has given us the opportunity to work closely with companies in some specific industries. So we do bring a level of industry expertise to these projects, which is all about aligning the modernization and digital transformation projects that we work with our customers with the business goals. If I'm going to leave you with anything from today, it is that message. Now, if you're ready to learn more, and hopefully you are, we would love for you to contact us. Some possible next steps that we can take with you are to conduct a system analysis, a business analysis. We can talk in more detail about what a modernization business analysis or a digital transformation discovery project would look like. We can help you build out your modernization and digital transformation roadmap. But also, if you just want to have a conversation and learn a little bit more about the different products and services and solutions that we offer, you can contact us at services@profoundlogic.com. So thank you once again. I really appreciate everyone taking the time to join me today. Janine, I'm going to hand it back over to you.
Great. Thanks, Jordan. So we have some questions. Let's get started. First question, do we have to use Profound Logic software in order to hire your services team?
That is a great question, and the answer is no, not necessarily. However, in many cases, using our software is going to help us deliver projects in a faster time and at a lower cost. So it depends on the project. We would probably want to take some time and understand what the project is to see if our software would be a good fit. If it's not, well, that's okay. We don't need to use it. But if it is a good fit, then we'd work with you to figure out how to incorporate the software into the project.
Great. I think Nancy may have alluded to this, which is perhaps why they ask. Is your services team open to working side by side with our developers?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have customers that the only services they hire from us is to provide some training when they purchase software. And then we have customers, as I mentioned, that bring us in to modernize the entire system, and we're doing everything. And then on a lot of our projects, we work closely and collaborate closely with our customers' development team. And throughout that process, not only get the work done that we need to get done, but actually do a lot of knowledge transfer and training. So absolutely, and we have very good plans and practices in place to make sure that's done properly.
Great. I think this one's for Nancy. The question is, how did you coordinate project management with Profound?
That is a good question. When we started working with Profound, we basically oriented them, got them very familiar with our software project and what we wanted to do, and then we worked together. That we divided the project management between the two teams. There were certain parts that we were the experts on and certain parts that they were the experts on, but we made a very effective project management plan. We had weekly meetings. We each had a punch list that we organized and went through all the time. So it was really a very great addition to have them as a project management partner here. We weren't the ones that were sitting out in the hallway. We were in, part of the team doing what we all needed to do, letting the right person take on the right tasks, part of the project.
Perfect. Next question. So do you partner with software vendors to modernize green screen legacy applications that are industry specific and then co-market together?
That is an excellent question, and thank you to whoever asked that, because actually over the years we've worked very closely with several software vendors. We have very strong references in this area as well, so if you contact us, we can get you in touch with these customers. There are a lot of software packages out there that, believe it or not, are still entirely green screen. And we have a really good approach for how to help those software vendors modernize with our software and then easily deploy the modernized version to their customer base.
Okay, here's a good one too. What kind of training will we need for our existing workforce who are working on RPG and COBOL so that they can adapt to new Node.js so that they can maintain the applications?
So the best way to approach that is to work with us and do some on-site training. If you look at our Node.js framework, it's designed in a way to make the learning of Node.js much simpler for RPG programmers and COBOL programmers. It's designed in a similar top-down manner like RPG and COBOL. And a training program for this would be collaborative, and that's why it needs to be done on-site so we can spend some time face-to-face with these programmers, working with them. And we've done this for several customers already, and that's why we've seen RPG programmers be successful coding in Node.js. So if you look at just the general offerings for Node.js that are out there and you try to do this on your own, it's probably going to be pretty difficult. But once you start to learn about our framework and how it was designed, you very quickly start to see why the learning curve for RPG and COBOL programmers is really not that bad.
Great. Okay, seeing no more questions, I want to thank everyone for attending today's webinar. And I especially want to thank Jordan and Nancy for sharing their expertise with us today. Later this week, watch for a follow-up email from us. It will contain a link to the recording of today's webinar. That concludes our webinar. Thanks again, and have a great day.